Good afternoon, everybody. Since today is a pretty hot day, I thought I'd try my hand at a pretty basic recipe today. I don't have any friends coming over for a barbecue, so I thought why not make some pasta, but in this case make something cold, something very refreshing. And the entire idea is I still had some goat cheese lying around in the fridge. I thought why don't we make some cold pasta with that. We're going to make something very basic, which is just going to involve some penne, as I said, some goat cheese, which is going to be the basis for our sauce, one egg yolk, maybe, I have not yet decided, but depending upon the consistency we might add a little cream, and some cherry tomatoes. The only thing that's actually missing from this very simple, very basic recipe will be something that I have to pick from the garden later. Will be some basil leaves, fresh basil, but that will be about the basis of our pasta. Now let's start cooking. Again, this is a very basic pasta. We put our pennes to the boil, and when I'm saying that I put them to boil, I really want them to boil through, not too al dente, because we will be serving this pasta cold. We'll just be tossing our sauce around and chilling them. And first thing we're going to do is separate our egg. There we go. What I'm interested in for our sauce is basically just our yolk. And with the help of an egg, we can make a very basic sauce. Which we can just season with a little bit of, there we go, pepper and some salt. And if I'm looking at the consistency, I don't really think that this pasta is going to need that much more. What I might just try to do is put in a very, very small bit of, there we go, a little bit, because this is very lovely, of course, with goat cheese. This is actually fermented honey with garlic. Put in a little bit and just toss this all around. And I don't think that we're going to need a lot more, just as our sauce. So what we're going to do, we are going to make we're going to boil these pasta. When they're done, strain them and basically toss our sauce around, and that will be the basis to make our cold pasta later on. Our pasta's through cooking. We reserved just a little bit of the cooking liquid just to quickly, again, toss our pasta. The cooking liquid will indeed help. Bind our sauce, and all we're left to do is just pour our sauce and there we go, into the pot. I think we might just put the heat on for just a little bit so that the egg can really get incorporated and thicken. But that's about as far as we need to cook. I'm already getting the smell of some lovely goat cheese. I just want, as I said, to heat this up on a gentle heat for about 1 to 2 more minutes. After that, basically all I have to do is put this in a dish and indeed leave to cool. Afterwards we can still provide some or we can add some fresh tomatoes, add some fresh basil, and we will be basically done with our meal. Now here we have the final product. So as I said, I simply made our pasta, tossed it around, provided some diced tomatoes, cherry tomatoes in this case, some basil. The only thing I might do is sprinkle over some
fresh, well, from a package, but at least without the sawdust, to provide some Parmesan cheese and a small drizzle of olive oil. But this as a dish does not really need anything more. I would say if you're working, especially with cold pasta dishes, simpler is usually better. Making a pasta dish very elaborate, especially when serving cold, really defeats the purpose. You want something that is very simple, but where you can easily also identify the flavors that you're dealing with. So I'm going to serve this with a pork chop that I've baked with some pesto, a good glass of rosé, and basically nothing more. Simple, easy, but very good.